This chapter will give you the knowledge to select the best.
What are you doing, big man? What is going on, my brothers? Today, Bismarck and I are at the beautiful Chickamauga battlefield located in northwest Georgia. And I'm sitting behind here the 1st Georgia Cavalry Monument, which is one of the units my ancestors fought in. I had several of them, but this particular ancestor who fought in this unit was actually captured on Missionary Ridge a few days prior to the engagement. So I have some brothers of his that were in the other units that are to my left and right. But cool story. Let's talk about today's knife, the SRK. Man, wow, by Cold Steel. What a cool knife. You know, I've really been digging my K-bar all these years, and I can't believe there's actually a pretty decent replacement. But man, on the budget side of things, paying $30-something for a survival knife of great quality is incredible. So this is it here, and as usual, I'll just insert a spec short somewhere along the video if you guys want to know everything. It is, I've come to find out, a push tang knife, and that doesn't really bother me. I've looked at the inside of it, and it's a rather girthy push tang, and it is thick, man. Look how thick that blade is. That's got to be at least 4 millimeters. I'll get you guys the specs on there. And man, what a beautiful freaking knife. And it's got this craton handle, which I think Cold Steel calls Crate X, is their line of that. Now, this is the knife that is issued to BUDS participants, which is the Navy's Basic Underwater Demolition School, aspiring Navy SEALs. It is now made in Taiwan, but the quality is still phenomenal. And it's a tough knife. I think one of the big bonuses of this knife is not only the strong, thick blade and the rubber grip, but also the case. Look at this case, man. Comes with the Kydex case that you can wrap in 550 cord. I've wrapped mine. I've added my ferro rod and a steel striker. The blade itself does have a pretty sharp back on it, and it will send some good sparks. So I've already tested that in some other reviews if y'all want to see that. Today, because I'm at the battlefield, I can't start any fires, but I am going to do some basic notches for you guys and show you guys a little bit of woods craftsmanship and as far as different notches and what you can use them for in the field. But I hope you guys love the setting, man. I think it's really, really sad that the world, you know, here I am 1.5 miles out into the wood lines, and there's people that want to remove these monuments. Like, I'm out here in the middle of the woods. How much tax dollars would it take to remove this just because of some libtard agenda, right? Isn't that insane to take out? Now, the sheath is another great thing is I can sit here and shake on it. Man, it ain't coming out. You know, it's in there. It pops in there. It fits in there snug. It's secure. Very secure. Move on though. It's going pretty nicely. So as you can see, getting that feather stick started is pretty nicely is you get it hammered in there. This next notch is a V notch, and you're simply cutting in at 2 45-degree angles, one on each side. You want to go about a third of the way through the stick, maybe not even. You guys can use this for hanging pots, things of that nature. Again, if you're using hardwood or some seasoned wood, just grab you a light baton and pound it in there and it'll work. This next notch, it's gonna be called the bail notch. And essentially, you make an X with your knife, and then you cut in, and it leaves a hook. And you can use these for setting traps, etc., etc. And it'll link together like that if you do it right. But best way to make those, rather than try to dig them out, is to set your knife here on your stick. Find you a nice baton, and then go through. Bismarck seems to be picking up a stick. He thinks it's all about him. All about Bismarck all the time. Most of the time, that's correct. Bismarck certainly gets his attention. He's a very loved dog. We'll see what I can do with this stick here. I'm not really working with fresh wood, which is a lot more ideal. You know, obviously it's just like seasoned wood, it just tends to split, so I'm doing the best that I can here, since at the national park you cannot take down stuff, right? Let me get back over here, that way you can see a little bit better. Got a makeshift camera stand. So as you can see, I made an X in there, right? And now we're just gonna dig to it. We're gonna dig it out. And if we need to, we'll re-exit. So, in my opinion, I think the SRK is doing okay for me, you know? I think it's doing just fine with a little bit of this stuff. I mean, this is really what it kind of comes down to, right? Now, of course, when you're doing these, you'd be debarking them. But now you guys can see there's just a little bit of a hook there, all right? See that little bit of a hook? And now what will happen, it'll hook on to other sticks and stuff. But again, make sure you demark ahead of time. Seems to be sinking pretty deep into the wood, and it's chopping it pretty good too. I'm just holding by the end here. Now, for a second I thought I saw bees coming out of it. That hollow spot in there. Had to stop. Get lit up out here. It's definitely happened to me. Now guys, this is just a, 3-inch piece of wood, but I mean, knife does pretty good. It's not flying out my hand. You know. So I think overall, it's a great knife, man. You know, I mean, for $30-something to have a, a Navy SEALs knife, or a Bud's Pooley's knife, or whatever they call it, with this really awesome sheath that can be mounted in any direction, modified, however you want to do it. I think it's a killer deal, man. I think I'm having a hoot out here with it, Plus, It looks badass. It's blacked out, right? Who doesn't like a blacked out knife? So, and you guys didn't witness it, but old Bismarck carried off the rest of my sticks. So I think he approves of it too, man. You guys have a wonderful day, man. Thank y'all for watching.